Really?
Yeah, don't let him do it. Don't give him the Kenneth because he's not in that one.
See how much.
She just got on video.
What a hard day.
A hard time thinking about it.
Our verdict on the case of Dred Scott's. The court may be seated. Our verdict on the case of Dred Scott's tie.
What? Oh yeah! What the heck?
Sorry. All right. Four for Scott, 4 against Scott.
Still a tie.
That's a pretty good.
So what will happen? What does that mean?
What will happen was that we're gonna have a retrial.
What? Oh.
I don't have nothing to say.
Not now.
Are we actually gonna have one?
I don't know, maybe.
And we're gonna do this.
Are we
You actually want to do what is
All right, now you have to listen to your Supreme Court and
What am I story?
their thoughts on your arguments. Start here, and she's going to tell us what some of the most compelling arguments were. Go ahead.
The most compelling argument when the for Dred Scott's attorney
order in court.
was I forget who said it, but each state has their own law, and the state he was in would make him free. And for the John Sanford attorneys, it was slaves aren't citizens, and so the slave can't be free.
What about you? Go ahead.
The most important statements made by Dred Scott's attorneys were that each state has its own rights. And since he was in Missouri at that time, I think, he entered a free state, so he should be free. But the most compelling arguments from John Sanford's attorneys were that slaves are property, not people.
Very nice. Mr. Toppin, please be respectful and what they call.
Alright. So, what I felt about Sebastian. Alright, so what was the most compelling I ever heard about Dred Scott's attorney? This is how I feel. I truly feel. I want to talk about the rebuttal, the objection. Felt like Senator Serenity's statement was very good. She really did you dirty.
About what? What was her statement?
What was his statement? I'm a judge. Anyways, like I was saying before, I was interrupted. I felt like on the other side, on the John Sanford attorneys, I felt like as Alex, attorney Alex, our argument was very, came to the heart. I really felt what he was talking about.
That was 10 years. Trial going on for 10 years.
10 years. 10 years. I really felt his accent. What?
Your turn.
Shout out to GSB, that's his name. Sit back.
I felt that the most compelling argument for this side, I would also have to say that it was also for Attorney Logan. And it was when the point that she said during the rebuttal, when she said that Dred Scott was charged with treason, and it really sets Attorney, I forgot your last name. Last name's points off. And I also felt, okay, let me finish, okay? I'm glad. I felt like the most compelling argument made by John Stanford's attorneys was that the point that Alex made, that slaves are property because they can be sold. Now you can make your point.
Actually, we're doing this now. You hold your question till the end. Thank you, and I.
Okay. The most compelling argument made by Dred Scott's attorneys was that being taken back into a slave state when already being in a free state violates the Fifth Amendment, which took away his liberty. And the most compelling argument made by John Stanford's attorney was that, as Alex said, slaves are property, and so they couldn't be taken without a warrant, and there wasn't any.
The most compelling argument from Dred Scott's attorneys was when Madison said that he was subjected to cruel and unusual punishments, and this was a violation of his amendments. And from John Stanford's attorneys, it would be how Dred Scott was considered property, and they could not take it from his master.
I want to tell you something, Ryan. I thought about you this morning. You know why? They're making the movie. That money was
Over the hedge?
That's like my favorite movie ever.
All right, I'm sorry, Naisha. Go ahead. Naisha, sorry.
I just said it, right?
Sure, shh.
Say what Ryan said.
What if what we said was like what everyone else said basically? Can you just repeat it?
Sure. That's what a couple of them did, sure.
I agreed with Ryan and Leah and said Alex, but Alex stated.
What about Dred Scott's arguments? What was compelling?
Oh, yeah. When Aiden used Dred Scott, right? Okay, yeah. When Aiden used the wrong amendment and was corrected.
Oops, okay, that helped your case.
You just do it for your whole team.
Go ahead, Casey Jean.
For Dred Scott's attorneys, when he presented amendment number 5 and saying that Dred Scott was deprived of his liberty, and for John Stanford's attorneys, when they used amendment number 4 and saying that Dred Scott was Stanford's property and the government could not take it.
Thank you. I'll take that, please.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes, you can. Just focus.
Obama or GSB, Penny Toppins, Lil Manny.
You know, on the side job after this, you know.
Follow him on SoundCloud.
Come on, nobody
Rap
cares
chat.
about your career.
Did you have something to say, Aiden? You wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Can I turn these papers in?
All right,
Two guys.
yes.
Are we turning the blue papers in?
No, the only ones I'm collecting are these to make sure that, we know you did your job. You know, we heard what you said.
He said
Yes.
his name was
Flashlight was like the leader
Uh-huh.
thing. Shouldn't her vote count for like 2?
No, it doesn't.
Or-
I think he was
Yeah, at the time, the lead attorney should, there's a reason she gets
That
voted.
means that Serena should cancel her vote after
Yeah, not lead attorney.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you.
Round of applause.
We have about 10 minutes left, which means 2 things. I'd like you please to put your books away and then sit back.